Hello, good morning. Hi Diablo, how are you today? El Gato, Zilby is actually here. He is here. Right before we started the stream too. He wants the door wide open because, you know. Hello Albert. Hello Asitsu. All right, so I've got my drink, I've got my... Zilby, you want to come and hang out with us? Or are you just going to wander around the floor? Sound cutting out? The mic is showing steady. Maybe it's because I was like leaning back, turning away, not like actually looking towards all of you. That might be it. Buffer underrun clipping sound. You've only slept 30 minutes since yesterday morning. That is not enough sleep. I would recommend sleeping more than a lot more than that. I can't function with not enough sleep. And like that amount of sleep is way too little for me. Yeah, okay, USB mic. Let's try that. So unplug and replug. I'll mute it for yours just in case there's a pop. Okay, how's this sounding? Sounds good? Okay, excellent. Then we can continue on. All right, so with that all said and done, let's dive in. All right, so if I remember correctly, right, we've got through a lot of these things. You know, I realized yesterday that we probably could have just allowed a post to be a response to a deleted post because the front end usually wouldn't allow that, and if it does happen, it's like who cares. Like potentially you can even show like, oh, it's deleted, and like actually show like deleted and then responses to it, like the way that Reddit does. That's a business decision. He did an organized night. There were challenges that they had a night to resolve. Yeah, it still sucks when you don't get enough sleep. Don't you love how USB has been around almost 30 years and it's still glitchy as shit? Yeah, the other thing that I noticed, I moved some of my USB stuff to the front. I'm thinking about finding one of my old USB hubs and starting and like using that a little bit for some of the like lighter stuff. And then besides that, I don't know what I want to do for some of these things because there's just so much. Like USB hubs get overwhelmed so easily, and it sucks. Right. Okay, so delete a post, respond to 404 to an updated post. So I want the same thing for... Okay, so if I try to update a post and it's a nothing, then I need to implement... I think I like your idea. Was it your idea, Sitsu? I think it was. A delete post should never have its post ID invalidated, and replies should still post even after it's marked as deleted. Okay, that's a good way of thinking about it. It's like I could update a post and just do nothing with it. So it's like it's not a 404. It just... I guess the question is, do I want someone to update a deleted post? Like we're allowing them to change their post text, right? Oh, and I want to be able to. So I don't care about undeleted in post. That could be a request to support. So in that case, should we just allow posts to be updated? And you could delete it again and it's okay? Well, so we actually looked at this. So this has been a conversation we've had multiple times, Diablo. And it's fun because it's not consistent in the documentation, but a 404 in the RFC means that the route cannot be found. So basically, if you don't, and then that's also if you don't want to show that it exists. So if you don't want to show that it exists, or that it doesn't actually exist, a 404 is the actual appropriate thing to do. So a 404 could also be you're hiding it. But we could do that. We could rip out. So we could basically say like, yeah, you're allowed to create a post as a child. So if I want to undo this, just like thinking about it more, I think it might make sense more to allow you to reply to a child, and then we can just sort of like show deleted. I don't know. And sort of figure that out. You go with that to avoid the race condition. Yeah, that's also the side effect that it helps with, which is good. So let's do this. Let's remove our cannot reply to a deleted post. So I need to rip that out now. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to delete, create. So we remove this is deleted. So I remove all this, right? So like is deleted, queries post is deleted. So we don't need you. And then we don't return early. And so then that should just be a normal. Everything else should be fine. Race condition is why I said it must be legal to reply to any post ID. Oh yeah, okay. And let's see, so that does that, which means I should now be able to, where's my rapid API? I want to, okay, so get one post. Now I'm showing a 404 right now, but get all top. I wanted to create a post. This will be a parent ID of 1. So my parent is gone. Unhappy face. And if I send that, it works just fine. Post deleted as a 400. I don't know, like, because the 400 is sort of like a generic client screwed up type thing. So like I could see that. I think it's sort of like a business decision at that point in time. Like the 404 is like here, if we, I saved this somewhere at one point in time because we were getting so many questions about it, but it's been a while since then, so I probably don't have it anymore. So it was like the 404. Basically, the 404 not found status code indicates that the origin server did not find a current representation for the target resource or is not willing to disclose that one exists. A 404 status code does not indicate whether this lack of representation is temporary or permanent. So basically, that's why 404. Or you could do a 410, I suppose. Is there, how do you find a tweet? I have actually no idea what they use for reality. We're not really doing like a clone that close to reality. It's just more of like taking the very bare bones basics of it. We want to take a look at this. Here's the source. All right. I suppose a 410 might be better, but because this is temporary, it is a 404 according to this. And I think it's fine for it to not be crawled anymore. And to tell our Google search engines to no longer look at it. I think that's fine. Okay, so all right, so that's done. Okay, so get a list of all top level posts. Now, if I want a list of all top level posts, what I also want, I want to ignore the deleted posts. That's probably fine for in this case. Banzi, hello. How are you doing today? So that's already there. Get one post. So if I want to get a single post, why don't we return with the post, right? But what if we don't return with the post text? Can I get a request for it? What do you mean? This is a learning project, not a actual like it works, like it's going to people are going to use it project, and it's like the very bare bones minimum. Like these are the feature, these are all the features for it. Then that is on the search engines. The 410 would be permanent according to RFC, so 404 should not be removed until some predetermined time. That is true. That is also true. Let's make an admin platform for this project. No, I don't want to do that. We're not making it enterprise. Oh no, wait, hold on. I have this power. The admin console for this project is a viewer challenge. I recommend that if you think that this, that is a challenge that you want to take on, I highly recommend taking that on. And if you do, go ahead and let us know. Like tweet at us on the real X, Twitter, or you could find the one account that I created on Mastodon but never actually did anything with, and send me a message there, or send me a message on Discord, and we'll take a look at it and chat about it. There. That's as close as I'm going to get. Thank you, Banzi, though, for the suggestions. I know. You kind of want to do it? Hey, like those type of admin power platforms, I just get so bored doing it. But they are important for like the real projects. Jim, hello. How are you doing today? Good time zone morning. Okay, so get one post, deleted post, respond to the 404. So I'm okay with that. If you're trying to get like a single post for that, that's okay. Update post, text, and that. So in that case, let's just test and make sure that everything is working the way we expect it to. So All right, so first off, let's put that at the top. So we have create post. We are able to create a post against the parent one. My parent is gone. That's okay. Let's also create a new top level post. So hello world. Okay, and then I can respond to that. So that was a 15. So I can say 15 hello world with more exclamation points. And those get created. Great. Now I want to get all top level. So when I hit that, we see another top level. Will work, and hello world. There's our, and we have one reply to that. Now let's double check that the replies are working because I'm not completely sure. So we'll do another hello world reply to that top level. And if we do get all top level again, our hello world, ooh, still only has one reply. So I think my limit one broke it the other day when I did that. So to get all top levels, I did this limit one, which is a mistake. Now, it was yelling at me. Not here. It was yelling at me when I grabbed this, saying, hey, there's a problem getting all posts. Please try again later. So it's saying that error getting all top level posts, error returned from database, more than one row returned by a subquery used as an expression. So this subquery here is this not how I'm supposed to do it? Is it not a tweet? Is it not a subquery? I thought it was. No, okay, so it is a subquery. Oh, can I just do a count in here? So count the post ID from, and then this becomes a select. Oh no. Okay, so 385, you attempted to reply to a tweet that is deleted or not visible to you. Corresponds with HTTP 403. A reply can only be sent with reference to an existing public tweet. Oh, that goes to developer.twitter.com. Okay, so that URL is probably okay. Let me go to Nightbot and tell Nightbot that that URL is okay. Okay. Try it again. Try it again, Diablo. Their API returns a JSON with a specific error code on top of the HTTP code. I wonder how they get away from the... In context, Twitter's web browser front end calls the API directly. Instead of going to to a back end to do it. Or put into a queue or something like that. How am I going to get this as a number, right? So I have... Do I have to do multiple group eyes? What do I need to do for this? So I'm trying to figure out how do I get this to actually do what I want to do. So I want to get all. And then I want this to be just a count, right? So I want that to be a select count This is what I start with. I have a count that then does a subquery, and then I really wanted this to be okay. Let's go and ask Postgres directly. Is it an aggregate function? I think it is, right? Count. Number of input rows, okay. Is there actually like documentation for it itself? I mean, maybe be under select, and then in here I can find count. No, okay, not that one. Interesting. So Twitter's doing like a hybrid approach where they're doing front end rendering, but back end sort of creation of the render to do. That's interesting. Okay. Well, you know what the problem is? That when you first begin a project and nothing else like truly exists exactly like it, then you don't really know what technology to use. You don't know how to do it. And then by the time you become popular, it's like, oh no, now I'm popular. All right, let's take a look at, we'll look at this thing. Now I wanted the children. Can I join the children? Because I don't want to cuss like, okay, so all of this is like count of the current thing that I've got. I really want to join the children. Your system returns HTML. Yeah, so like if you're going to do front end rendering, just might as well just return the HTML, right? And then just inject into the DOM. Now that being said, my my LMS, I am doing the rendering of Markdown directly on the client. So that is slow, but it's you only do it once and then you're done. Like when it comes to like loading up that article. So it's not that bad, but it's not great. But it's once per page, not like a whole bunch of things. Now can I count with a subquery? How do we use a count subquery in Postgres? Okay. Fake a join. Okay, so you do a select. This is hard to read. Okay, so we have a bunch of select things. There's no comma here, but it's just a subquery with the count. Oh, it's Oh, okay. So it's like this. It's like almost a subquery like that. Select count star and then this. So select count from post as replies. As replies. It doesn't like this select. Oh, it's Zilby. Hello. We have cat. I have closing. I have open. I do have closing. Okay. Okay. It doesn't hate it. Now if I get all of you. Ooh, now it sees the 2 replies. Okay. This is much better. Excellent. Thank you, Isitsu. The Orange King has replied. Yeah. I felt that the title for Zilby today is appropriate too. Leaving that with him for a few days. He is the boss, and he just wants to be on his own sometimes. And he is actually gracing us with sitting facing the camera today. Okay, so let's get all top level. Cats are the only creature on Earth that has humans as pets. It does feel like that sometimes, doesn't it? All right, so let's delete, what, 15 again? So we delete 15. I get all top level. No longer gets that one. Update, I can update. I can update ID 4, so we have that as another top level. So update, post 4 to be Zilby. That would get all top level. So this top one now becomes Zilby. Get one post, so I want to get one with some children, which of course I don't get any with children. If I try to get that 15 one, I just get a 404 not found because it's like, hey, you don't exist. So let us Okay, so it was 15 that has the hello world, and it has several things that have been responded to it. So let's go ahead and undelete this one. I don't have an undelete in here. This would be that admin panel that we were talking about that I didn't do, and I have no plans of doing. So instead, it's a support ticket, and then some poor support person has to come into the database and manually mutate in production, which is, this is enterprise. I promise you. There are people in larger companies and enterprise doing this. and they're hating the fact that they have to do that, but they do it anyways. To turn this into a real website and make it so only people's pets are allowed to post. Would that be better off as Instagram clone, wouldn't it? And that'd be better off as Imgur. Well, Instagram and Imgur could be recreated as just a clone of itself. But I'm doing this more for educational fun stuff, and I don't want a year-long project where like I actually make it for real, scale it up, and then do all that stuff. I don't actually think that most people pets would be willing to pay for me for it either. But like, heck, who knows? If I get enough, if I get enough people to say like I will pay for it, then I'll do it, because you know that would you know, having an actual like product that people want money for is nice. All right, so to undelete it, I could create an undelete like route, and we just hit that. People won't even pay for Twitter. I mean, exactly. So why would they pay for this? But the other thing is like people won't pay for Twitter because it's already gotten like something I learned a long time ago. You can never take something away from people without there being repercussions. And in this case, you know, they don't want to pay for it because they remember not paying for it. So if I created something new, didn't call it Twitter, and then said you have to pay for this, that would actually be okay. People would be okay with it. If I called it a Twitter clone, or I like basically said this is Twitter essentially, then try to charge for it, people would not want to pay for it. Get a pet food manufacturer to sponsor it. When I was teaching, there's always like a bunch of students who love creating projects for their pets or for like, you know, dogs or things. My favorite one was the dog dating app, which was just literally for like pretending dogs and cats were on like Tinder, and like that was it. It was just like pictures and dogs and cats, and you upvote, downvote. Now that was really it. But people love that. It's the reason why I have to do X Twitter, because if I just do X, nobody will know what I'm talking about, because it'll be very confusing until people see like, oh, you mean X. It sort of feels like one of those who's on first type like problems. Okay, so I want to undo this. So we're going to update posts set deleted at equal to null, where post ID is equal to 15. And now if we take a look at that, you are not deleted anymore. Excellent. And so if I want to get one post, we're going to get the 15 post. Well, that didn't work. Okay, what happened? We just got an error. But I'm not seeing an error print out. Strange. Okay, so in get one, yeah, you would think that if I'm going to get an error, because I am printing out errors whenever I get them. Interesting. Ooh, tell Nightbot to not mod people with Twitter VIP status. I don't even know how to do that. So Yeah, is this a link.link? Yes, that is a link. Sorry, Jim. It's a link because Nightbot doesn't know what a link is. So like it constantly thinks code is link. Oh, Twitch VIP status? I try to tell Nightbot that. I try to tell Nightbot to allow links from VIP users. I mean, no. Do you want to be VIP? You've been around. I'd be. How do I? Like the only thing VIP allows you to do is do links. So if you want VIP, I'm happy. How do I do VIP? Grant VIP users. If you've been around for a while and you'd like VIP, let me know and I'll be happy to give it to you. There you go. So we could probably fill up an entire talk about like on the business side of things or leadership side talking about all that. I don't necessarily want to go there right now. That's like not my focus, but I have been keeping an eye on what's going on from that side, because there's some interesting case studies to sort of like think about and try to like assume what's going on. What is up with this URL? No wonder it's not working. What have I done? Okay, HV localhost 33498 API v1 post 15. Okay. There we go. No wonder the server wasn't getting it. It was going to localhost. Xorg is cooler. Xorg is pretty cool. I tried to learn how to do like Xorg X11 type programming, and that didn't work out very well. Okay, so here we get our replies, and then those replies include the children in here. So perfect. And then those have their own 0 replies, and then we can double check that. So here, another hello world has an ID of 17, so let's create a post. So just even more exclamation points. And so if I get one post, now we'll see another hello world has 1 reply. And then if I want to do that again, so 17, let's do question marks. This person is unsure. So get 1 post. Uh-oh. Okay, so we have to do the same thing we just did here with this subquery, as opposed to just the count. In the get 1 post, so instead of here, this will be, okay, so it's what was it? It was select count, right? Yeah, select count. So we'll do select count star from posts where the parent ID is equal to $1. Right, that's, I kept on doing those limits because like I don't want to do that. As replies. Was it not replies? Oh, look at that. That's how I got into a bad state. Do I not have a 4? Hold on. Get all top level is, oh, did you crash hard? You crashed. Oh, okay, yeah. So your server's not running anymore. What do I need? You need DB post with replies. Oh, just count, not replies. Count. I bet you need to be in here too. Okay, so where parent ID equals, you know, post ID as count. Okay. So get one post. Boom. And then I want to go to 15. And so that one post now has these 2 posts added onto it with the replies added in. So we get the count of those. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Okay. You have a curiosity that maybe I could help with. How do people become a tool developer? You've seen big companies building internal tools, but you've never seen a roadmap for it. So there are roadmap for tools, but oftentimes they're sort of like independent of like the bigger system. So you could think of it like there's two ways that like a tool will get like adopted slash like brought in for a company. So either like the company needs it themselves. Like think of Google and their mono repo system that they have, which is a completely unique system like than other mono repos. And that's all works through a tool that they built themselves in-house that's closed source, that is not available to the rest of us. They just decided we need to do this, and so they built it themselves from scratch. Therefore, you will never see a roadmap for it because it's all internal, right? There probably is a roadmap, but we can't see it. And it's managed just like any other project by the company. And it's basically like an internal project, but instead of for non-developers, it's for developers. The other way you can do it is build an open source tool and then have it become adopted by a larger company to the point where they realize that if it changed or if it went away from what they wanted to, it would grievously harm them as a company. And so then they essentially acquire the tool by hiring you and tell you, great, your job is now to full-time work on this open source project. Also, you're working for us now. So we'd like you to remember that we pay your paycheck for this. So everything you do for that tool needs to like first go through the lens of us as a company. You hate that kind of crap? But if you think about it, how else are you going to get consistent money for... But that's the problem, is like donations are not a business plan. Like being a donation is not going to is not a way to have consistent money to survive. And it's an unfortunate reality. Well, here's a fun thing. Mozilla, there's 2 Mozillas. There's the for-profit Mozilla, and then there's the open source Mozilla. And the open source Mozilla is kept alive by the for-profit Mozilla. So keep that in mind. And I can't remember if Apache and Eclipse do the same thing or not. But yeah, Mozilla is not a good choice or a good like example, because they do actually have a for-profit arm in which they do things for profit. And sometimes that for-profit has come over and bled into the browser. Do any of you remember when Mozilla added in a sponsorship little experiment that they did with a company? I can't remember exactly what it was, but they did something like that, and it caused cost a lot of upper because they basically just enabled a new feature for everybody by default and just threw it in there. Pocket was another. So Pocket's owned by the for-profit side of Mozilla, and then they put it into all their browsers. So like that, this is the like the dance back and forth. So it's literally the exact same thing. Instead of you getting hired by another company, you just create your own company to make money. Chantilly, hello. How are you doing today? If you're doing it today, you copy Mozilla's model. Yeah, so like I wouldn't do for donations, but like Mozilla's model of like trying to like, basically you can almost think of Firefox as like, okay, we want to do all that stuff open source, but like in order to do that, we need to make money. And so here's the day job, and then here's the thing I do for fun. Like for example, if like selling courses wasn't working and like for me, but I figured out something else, like maybe I just become like, you know, another Twitch gamer or something like that, and lots of people pay me money for it, and that works for me. Let's say that works. I would then be able to use that to fund programming stuff for you all. Does that make sense? Like you use one thing, it's almost like holding two jobs at that point in time. You're like, okay, I'm doing this thing to fund the thing I really want to do over here. All right, so I think we're all done. This is all the cred stuff. So let's get all top level. You're working again, right? Oh, get all top level. Why am I trying to get that? That's, there we go. Okay, so you're all working. Everything's good. Now what I wanted to do was take all of these. And I wanted to export the group. What should I export this as? I don't know. What's the current format? So this would be what? Axum X Twitter. Love the fact that I can now do slashes and every time I put like a weird character in like a file name, like part of me is like, oh, I can't do it anymore. But it's like, no. Modern days, I can do everything. Okay, so let's split you. Okay, so you come in as text. Okay, so this is what it comes in as. It looks like this. Interesting. So I get the responses too. No, wait, no, this is not the response. This is the actual, this is the data that I'm sending out. So it's a post. Okay, so it's a post out with the headers that is set. And then the body. That's not like very easy to see. I'm not super happy about that. Oh, that's how Elon Musk using PayPal funds his goals. Yeah, he did that a few times, right? He did that like a couple different times. But like that's a good business plan, right? If you make a business and you exit, you sell it, then you can use that to fund another business, but now bigger, better, grander, whatever. You could buy another company for $1 billion or 15 or whatever. How many $1 billion? So by the way, if anybody who has more money than they wants to spend $1 billion to buy this channel, I am for sale for that. Brooks Builds is for sale for billions of dollars. Remember Google who's ordered Mozilla to fire the Rust team as it was making Firefox too powerful, starting to retake. Yeah, well, that goes around to it. Le Clown Fu, hello. Oh, SC2, you can only stretch to a few 100 million. Yeah, sorry. That can't work. It's not, you don't have enough for this, for me. All right. What else can I do? So that was all of these. Can I do so export selections? That was that was the current format, which was text. How about now if I export an Open API 3 format, that can be imported to pretty much everything, right? So this would be what? Axum X Twitter API requests. Export failed. JavaScript exception type error undefined is not an object. Evaluating user.username. What? I don't have a username. I don't have any authentication set up. I'm confused. Okay, do I have to do it for just these? Export to where was OpenAPI? Oh, it's up here now. Okay, what if I just do one? Export request. Security, hide credentials. What credentials do I have? Do I have credentials? No, I don't. There's nothing here in auth. Headers, there's nothing there for that one. Yeah, so if I'm trying to do this one, okay, so I don't get it. Export request to you. Don't hide credentials. Oh. Yeah, it does. I think there's a broken plugin. I did this entire thing because you're supposed to work. Okay, fine. Export. What other methods can I guess if we need to, we'll just do the text, which we have, and that worked. Ooh, I can do curl. Curl is pretty common. So let's export all requests extension identifier. What? Twitter clone. Oh, wait. Did I say install? Export all requests. Okay. Export selection. Let's do curl. I want you to be X Twitter API. Export succeeded. Okay. What do we got here? So X Twitter API. Oh, .sh. Oh, it comes in as a shell script. Interesting. This isn't too bad. I like this. I feel that most of the time you can see curl, and can you import curl? into like Postman? It'd be really nice if you can. Diablo, you want to force yourself to code more. You have a perfect language, Rust, everything you always wanted. Now you just don't want to do it. It could be burnout. Could it be burnout? Bandsy, you would sell out for a couple million. It would. I haven't calculated the exact number that I would sell out for. I would. I don't feel that I'm like close enough to like get to the point where like I need to start thinking about that. But maybe someday I'll have to actually like consider it. Okay, you can import. Well, can I do that from here? Let's open up one of the other ones. So let's see, we have Rapid API. Yeah, this used to be paw, and then here, let's use Insomnia, even though it yells at us. Do I even have Postman installed in this system? I do not. I don't have Postman installed in this system. Cool. Insomnia. Can I import? Of course I can't. I probably need to log in to like do anything of any reality. Okay, fine. I won't do that one. We'll open up VS Code. I can use online Postman. I haven't even looked at online Postman ever. Okay, so here's ThunderClient. I want to import. Can I import from ThunderClient? Import. Failed to import. Okay, cool. Import the text. Failed to import. Okay, cool. That's great. Oh, okay, web.postman. Sure, let's try that. Let's see if that works. Oh, is it CO? I don't have an account. I don't have an account. I can't actually use it. I don't want to sign in with Google though. Maybe next time. I know it's like so many of these things that are, yeah, maybe next time. Never. Okay. I'm one of those. I don't want to usually sign up for things live on stream. Like that feels too dangerous to me. I've exposed enough API keys. Let's see. What we wanted to look at Insomnia again and see. So we thought that there was an import. I don't see one up here. So I can use the local scratch pad. Oh, from curl. Okay, so I can paste the curl in here. So if I come back to here and like I take you. Oh, yeah, that how do I do bat to get it to not show the side? Should I just do cat? I can do helix. There. Okay. So that works. So if I do this, it works. Okay. Yeah, I become hyper aware the more you know. Yep, that's true. Jim, signing off. Thank you very much for hanging out. Have a great rest of your Friday and have a good weekend too. Chantal, you just found out that a nurse that you know is making $100 an hour and extra. Yeah, night shift often gets something called, oh, what is it called? There's a term for it where you get like extra money from like off normal hours. The problem is, and having worked with a bunch of nurses, is that's a hard job. It's really, really hard, especially as a traveling nurse. Yeah. Nurses, however, have been is one of the biggest turnovers right now. Like a lot of companies don't treat nurses very well, and so therefore they constantly turn over and like move and move around, and it's a thing. Okay, so I guess we'll just stick with the curl because that works. So let's just take all of you. There's our tech also, our setup database, connecting database. Okay, so then testing. So the following are curl. Our curl commands to test the API. You can run them in the terminal if you have curl installed. Otherwise, you might be able to import them into your favorite editor, your favorite API testing tool, like Postman. Okay, there we go. Should probably change these around. So let's do I am a new post. I probably want to like okay, create a post. We don't send a parent ID up like that. So, okay, create a post. I'm new post. I am a reply post, parent ID 1, and then the rest of it, delete. Okay, 1, patch. I have been renamed, and then get one post. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Bamero, good morning. Hello. How are you doing today? Oh, you didn't know how much, especially like good nurses and like more senior nurses and the traveling nurses especially make a ton of money. Absolutely. But you also have like you don't get home, you're near sick people all day. You most hospitals in the US don't like ask you to work extra hours all the time. It's not great. And patients don't like you either. Patients don't like you. She's a junior or mid-level nurse. Nice. Okay. The money helps. The money definitely helps, but if it ends up feeling like burning you out and life like after less than a year, that's not enough money for that. All right. So I think we're pretty much good with this project. We can we have half an hour, so we can do a little bit of planning for you. So let's go ahead and let's save this and push it on up. Ooh, I have some warnings. Let's fix those. Right, so we don't use is deleted anymore, so we can get rid of you. We don't use this bail anymore. And there we go. Okay, that's it. So we are, we're finished. Okay, so as with many projects, are there things that we can do to like make things better? Of course there are. But are we as finished as I'm willing to say? Yes, we're also that. So we are done for now. Done for now. And I'll go ahead and push that up. If you're all interested in taking a look at this code, I have that over here. And there it is. So if you want to take a look at it. Well put together and pretty nurses can make upwards of $500,000 a year. Yeah, but it's I don't know how many, so I don't know how many nurses get to senior level before burning out and quitting. It's like or turning into educators. Like there's a lot of nurse educators out there. And what's nice is more and more companies are starting to realize that they need nurse like education for their nurses, and that's one of the ways that they can turn them into like keep them around too, or they get promoted to managers. It's the same thing in software development, right? Like we see a lot of people exit out of like the actual programming side of things before they reach senior. Or maybe they reach senior and like immediately go out. Like we have we don't have as many true seniors as one would think that we should have. Yeah, nurses are important. Like generally speaking, the nurses are the ones who are doing like a lot of the work. Like doctors are really, really important too. But like you don't want the doctor to be like giving you an injection or to be like actually doing any of the stuff to you, because they rarely do that. The nurses have all the experience and are very good at that. That was fun. My phone rang for a second and it was Microsoft calling me. Which probably is Microsoft Teams calling me. But I will go ahead and pretend that was Microsoft itself attempting to call me, but they immediately hung up before I could answer it. So that was probably a butt dial. You want to go to the manager side? You're done working. Ask people for their status. So having been on both, like, because I feel that I'm like, I'm a manager too. I've worked on management side of things. It's not easy for different reasons. To be honest, I'm talking about being a good manager. There's plenty of times that we can like be not. You could just be a manager and not be good. Microsoft wants to hire you to build their new social media platform. Yeah, clearly they saw this and was like, yeah, we need him. But then they realized that they couldn't actually afford me. So they quit. Maybe their game division, because they have that's the one that can like spend that amount of money. Okay, so we have that up. Let's create. They did it again. Somebody at my day job must be accidentally added me into a meeting or something. I checked my calendar yesterday. I don't have anything until my stand-up, which is in a while. So I'm checking Slack. I have Slack open just in case like they need a chat. Do I have Teams on this? I do have Teams. I have no messages, no nothing else. Okay. I have no idea what that is. All right, so let's continue on. All right. Oh, I know what it probably is. Okay. My day job is playing around with porting some phones into the Microsoft Teams sort of like phone thing, which because apparently they have that. And so we have some phone numbers that we want to like move into there instead of like office phone numbers, especially since we don't have an office anymore. And they apparently you can do something with that to like ring, and one of our IT people are testing that recently, so that might be what it is. And then I'm on a phone mailing list, like the equivalent of a mailing list for phones. So that's probably what it is. You remember testing us? So yeah, I'm probably getting the calls, but it's not for me. It's for like it's the person testing them. So this will be fun to see how often my phone rings that I don't need to answer today. All right. This is going to be a UX Twitter clone. All right. This is now what we're working on. Let's all right. New project, who dis? First up, rest up update, like always. Let's see. Handelfa, hello. How are you doing today? Where do I play Rust? In the terminal. So I actually do have Rust. I logged into Rust once and I stood on a beach naked, and then I got really confused. And then other people said they were going to play with me, and so like I literally got like helped them get copies of the game, and then we never played. So I have a copy of Rust, and I've just never played more than 5 minutes of it. But yeah, so I don't play Rust. So if you're not familiar or you don't know, Rust is also the name of a programming language made by Mozilla, the people who make Firefox, the browser. And so it's I don't know why they decided to name it Rust, because like Rust already existed at the time. I guess they named it after the mushroom Rust, which is also not well known and not super. I don't know how I feel about it. Naming things are hard. But does that answer your question, Handle? Also, if it was a joke, I completely didn't get it. I should play Valheim. I don't have Valheim. I've heard it's really good, and I want to. All right, here we go. So, let's see. We did update. We updated to 174.1. What were we on before? 174.0? Oh no, so I don't do any programming related to the game Rust. Sorry about that. I just program with the language Rust, and I also teach people how to program with Rust and other things too, like helping with that. So hey, that's why I answered seriously, right? Because you don't know. So yeah, I have never worked on a professional game that like is being sold for money. So unfortunately, I don't even know what Rust is made in, unfortunately. My guess is either Unity, so C# or C++ with one of those two. But yeah, no, I don't have that those skills. Banzi, you worked on Horizon Zero Dawn and Roblox? Oh, that's awesome. You'll watch sometime, maybe you'll understand something. Well, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Wait, Rust the game came after Rust the language? Is that true? Wait a second. Rust game. This feels late. Wasn't... Oh, and okay, here it is. Rust was first released in 2013. This is what I remember. Okay, so 2013. And then Rust programming language will just be consistent with Wikipedia. Let's see. 2006. You're right. Both in the first creation of Rust, the programming language, and the release of it happened before. So, okay, cool. So I think now we can claim that Rust is actually named after Rust. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought these things are always so much older than we thought. So that's really cool. I didn't realize that. I thought it was closer to like 2013, like which would have been around the same time as that. I thought it was like 2014, 2013, but yeah. I wonder, so they don't really show this here. I wonder how long they were working on this before 2013 when they put it into the Steam Early Access program. Because like it's certainly possible that they've been working on this for like 5 years before that. Rust being named after a mushroom is hilarious because there's a ton of iron oxide punny named projects. It is funny, and it really shows how you name something, you're like, yeah, this is named after a mushroom because this specific Rust mushroom can handle, like, is super, like, you know, it can handle being like destroyed like up to like 90% and it still comes back. It's like, it's very durable, it's very good at surviving things. And then you name it out and you're like, oh right, Rust also is that thing that happens to metal when it's exposed to elements, and like, yeah. Let's name more things Rust so everything is Rust. Okay. I'm up for it. Okay, so we're gonna call this cargo new UX Twitter clone. Okay, this is a learning project. We aren't we are taking the very basics of X Twitter and implementing them to learn how to practice our front end skills using you. If you want, okay, so in a previous, okay, so you want to practice if you want to practice Axum, like creating the backend for this project, there is one that then choose, let's see, I'll just read through this. Let's see, if you want to create backend for this, just more of like, we are using the Axum X Twitter clone project for the backend. Oh, I doubt it. Rust was one of those assets, store assets, the game type of games, but not as bad as Arc. I'd be surprised if there was even a year before early access. Oh, right. Wasn't also Rust not its own game initially? Was it one of those that was a mod, like a really, really comprehensive mod for another game first? Or am I thinking of one of the other survival crafting type of games? All right, let's do plant features. I always have trouble getting into front end work. Awesome. Well, then this might be for you. All right, so we want CRUD type features. I'm not going to worry too much about Oh, Daisy, Daisy. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Is it programming in Rust already? No. So, Handel, are you familiar with any, like, what have you ever done any coding before? Just out of curiosity. This is coding kind of. This document that I'm in is called Markdown. That's the language for it, and allows me to create HTML pages. So like basically formatted, like think of it like a formatted Word document, but instead of like me doing like Control B to like bold or something like that, I just use these symbols in front of it. So like this is a big header, this is a slightly less big header, this is a link to somewhere else. So like this is the name of the link and this is where it goes. Things like that. A little bit? Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we're in Markdown right now. And then I don't know if I'll be getting into Rust code today, unfortunately. I think we're just doing planning a little bit. And then probably Monday, I'll be jumping into more Rust stuff. Although this afternoon, I'm going to be doing some Rust coding. I do morning and afternoon streams. So this afternoon at 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time, I'll be back to play. We play a game using Rust, which is pretty cool. And Rust, the language, not Rust, the game. How's yesterday afternoon? You have to watch. You have to watch that when we finish here. Oh, it was okay. I fixed some of the bugs, and then we had to end early because Zilby kept on meowing, and he was like pawing. He went through and started pawing at everything, including the walls, and I got a little bit worried that like something was bad or not going well for him. So I did an emergency stream end, walked up with him. He led me up to the top floor where one of his litter boxes is, and then he went, he used it. So all he wanted was me to accompany him to the litter box, to his favorite litter box. That was it. He needed spectators. I think he wants me to be there to like protect him. I've heard that cats and dogs like that. Like when they go in there, they feeling very vulnerable, and so they want somebody to guard them. And so that was that. And my wife wasn't here, so he couldn't grab her. Your grandkids, your daughter's two cats are coming to stay over the holidays. Nice. Always love having them around. It is fun to have cats hang around. All right, so features. We're gonna have CRUD. So we want to we want to be able to create a post. Let's do the base levels ones first, right? So create a post. We want to see all posts. Now these ones like feel more like they could be user stories, right? Because like in front end, we're doing user story type things. So like as a user, I want to create, I want to submit, I want to create a post. Let's see, as a user, I want to reply to a post. As a user, I want to see all posts, all posts. As a user, I want to see replies to a single post. As a user, I want to, okay, so that's the R, so update. I want to update a post, the text of a post. As a user, I want to delete a post, and that's it. That's it. These are our features. Oh, Handle, you actually are a senior Rust developer. You did good at like getting us to be convinced of that. Your stack is sqlx, Axum, and Tokyo. Nice. Just having fun to frustrate people with such questions about. The thing is that I actually had somebody on YouTube comment about like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but I like the feel of it. What's happening? And I chatted back and forth a couple private Discord messages, and now they started learning programming, and they're going to start learning Rust pretty soon. They started with Python and went forward with that. So I always assume it's like true, because I never want to push somebody away from programming by accident by assuming it's a joke. So I will always, it's easy to get me that way. But okay, anyways, sqlx, Axum, and Tokyo, nice. Why did it decide to use U instead of Seed? So I tried Seed before. When I first began with web development with Rust, I looked at Seed, I looked at U, and Diaxis. I looked at something else. I can't remember what it was. I liked Seed, but then I liked the idea of U a little bit more because it's really based upon like React, and I feel, especially if I'm doing like education type stuff, because U is like based upon React, like almost 1-to-1, like really close. It's really easy to get like if you know React, you pretty much know U at that point in time. All you need to know is Rust at that, to get on into it. Therefore, it's easier to get people like, hey, do you want to learn a non-JavaScript backend? Hey, here's an option. It's easy. Or I guess a non-JavaScript front end, and go with that. It's easy. Sort of like it's a nice way to like teach Rust then to like a front end developer and get it going. And Leptos might actually end up doing that also, because more signal-based JavaScript things are becoming popular again. So we might start seeing that with Leptos as well. We have a chat in Telegram to help Rust beginners, and sometimes people asking things like, who can help me to earn that achievement? Or where are you playing Rust, for the question one's answers. Yeah. Yep. I used to joke to some people that with Rust, the programming language, you start out naked alone on a beach, and it's still a bit touch and go there, and you have to, you get into a few battles, but once you get going, you can you start building whatever you want, and it's great. I haven't used that metaphor in a long time. You're struggling to get your front end friend to start doing back end, but junior people always think it's too hard and they have a full plate. The best way to do that is to not give them a choice. And this is where pairing comes in, right? Like if you pair with them and you're like, now we have to jump into the back end to do this, and they're like, I am out, and you're like, nope, you're at the keyboard and I am telling you what to do. And then you walk them up the stack. And yeah, junior people will think that's really hard, and it is hard, but it's there's something energizing about realizing that you now are no longer beholden to somebody else. You can now do it all like yourself. Toggle does his Rust runs naked though, just rolls around the boss Dark Souls style. Sylvie, what's up? Did you hear something? I guess it's 8:34. It is time. Barbo Checker appears. Dark Souls music. Dark Souls boss music. The reason why I don't want to go I don't like you're fighting against the Barbo Checker. I stopped using any of the combat sort of metaphors after I watched a Rust conference talk from one of the team members from the Rust compiler team. And they called themselves the tutor team, which I thought was amazing, like absolutely amazing. They're literally considering that everything they do, all the error messages that they put out, have to be in a sense that they're tutoring somebody, they're helping somebody with like figuring things out. And that's one of the reasons why the error messages are so good, is because they have this different frame of reference about it. It's like, I am not just telling you what the error is, I'm also trying to help you become a better programmer, which is absolutely amazing. And I'm now trying to figure out what a good metaphor, like it's almost like it's not quite pair programming because it's not helping you like actively, but there's something to it there. Like it'd be almost like your co-op, I don't know, something like that. The borrow checker is the NPC in your team, not quite there, so sometimes you need to give them a push. Yeah, maybe that would work. They're an NPC on they're a team NPC. I like to joke about memory management in Rust. If someone asks you about memory model in Rust, I say that there's no any references. You just write code like it's normal Python code, except borrowing. After that, they ask, do they have garbage collector? And your favorite part to explain is that it doesn't have a garbage collector at runtime, but it has one at compile time. It's all your garbage code and collects it into a binary. That's good. Armadillo, hello. How are you doing today? The Rust compiler error messages are really, really good. I also like that the error messages gives you links to learn more, which is, again, like that's part of that mentality that they had. It really shows how much they care about that. And it makes me think that I should probably do that in all the things that I write, and then I never do because I'm too lazy to do it. And like I don't have the mentality of like I'm also trying to like teach through these error messages, but like I probably should eventually start doing that. Instead of error on line 55, do something. Using LSP lines on NVim. Give me those line drawings. Okay, thanks. Well, that's the other thing, is like getting like error in the top right for me in like Helix. And it's like, okay, a dump of the error. Like sometimes I get annoyed because it's like, okay, it's too much. Can you just tell me what the problem is? But that I am willing to have that problem if it means that everybody else, like who's looking for that specific error the first time, has more context. Like, okay, because like if I don't have context and I'm working in a different domain, I'm like, oh, I need that. I need all of it. Rust error messages are signing and helpful with links until you dive deeper for something like HRTB. All right, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Let's see if there is anybody else I want to potentially raid. So Demolroy is streaming. Demolroy is learning OCaml. I've actually been I haven't caught any of the Demolroy. Oh, we can raid Pirate Software. Ooh. Oh yeah, I'm not following Pirate Software. What is Pirate Software up to right now? I've been seeing like a lot of his stuff on YouTube. Pirate Software is making a game. Let's go ahead and raid. Let's raid Pirate. Okay. Raid. Let me make sure I get this right. I once did a raid and sent everybody to the wrong place because I mistyped the name. Okay, everybody, I won't be able to stay too long because I have my day job coming up and I have to go figure out why I was getting all those phone calls. But I will be online. Sorry, Diablo. Oh no, not sorry, Diablo. Sorry, everybody else. Wait, is Pirate Thor? I don't know that, but oh, okay. I did not know that. Well, either way, we'll do the raid because I said I was going to do that for now, and then we will we'll work on something else. So anyways, sorry about that, Diablo, but everybody else, hopefully you have a fun time with Pirate. Sorry, yeah, Pirate. And I will be back later this afternoon at around 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time to work on the coding game challenge. His real name is Thor. Okay, that's good to know. All right. My timer is almost up. You're about to be sent out. So with that, I'll put on the ending screen. Have a great rest of your day and see you next time. Bye.
Bonus 2 likes.